Did you see it? That tiny little detail on Taylor's desk the other day? If you blinked, you probably missed it. But for us longtime fans, it felt like a bolt of lightning. Taylor was holding a book, and it wasn't just any book. It was written by Dr. James Warwick. And there he was right on the back cover. Now, why would the writers do that? Is it just a fun little nod to the past? Or are they planting a seed for something massive? Well, think about it. In the world of soaps, nothing is ever just a prop. That book is a clue. It's a portal back to a time when things were much messier for Taylor Hayes. And if the rumors are true, James Warwick isn't just a face on a dust jacket anymore. He's coming back. And the funny thing is, he's not coming back alone. He's coming back with a secret that could absolutely wreck Taylor's world. Can you even imagine the look on her face when he walks through that door? You have to remember that James Warwick isn't just some random doctor. He's the man who knows Taylor's deepest, darkest secrets. They go way back. We're talking decades of history. He was her mentor. He was her friend. And for a very brief, frozen moment in time, he was her lover. Do you remember the Winter Wonderland disaster? It's one of those classic B&B moments that people still talk about on Reddit to this day. They were trapped in a cabin in Big Bear. There was an earthquake. It was freezing. They literally thought they were going to die. And James? Well, James had a confession. He didn't want to die a virgin. So what did St. Taylor do? She gave him what he wanted. They made love right there in the middle of a natural disaster. It was supposed to be their little secret. But as we know, secrets in Los Angeles have a way of growing legs and running straight to the person they'll hurt the most. That bond they formed? It wasn't built on romance. It was built on trauma. And that kind of bond is hard to break. It makes me wonder, does Taylor still feel responsible for him? Or is she actually afraid of what he represents? But let's talk about the real elephant in the room. Sheila Carter. You can't talk about James Warwick without talking about the woman who turned his life into a living nightmare. Sheila didn't just date James. She obsessed over him. She literally kidnapped him and held him in her basement. Can you believe that? And she didn't stop there. She trapped him into a marriage by getting pregnant with their daughter, Mary. James tried so hard to be the good doctor, the man on the high ground. But Sheila? She's like a black hole. She pulls everyone down into the darkness with her. The last time we saw James back in 2017, he was a shell of his former self. He was struggling with a painkiller addiction, and Sheila knew it. She blackmailed him into lying to Eric Forrester about her health. She had him right where she wanted him. So, if James is coming back now and he's bringing a secret, who do you think gave him that secret to tell? My money is on Sheila. She's the ultimate puppet master, isn't she? The funny thing about Taylor is how the show always tries to paint her as this perfect, helpful saint. Have you noticed that? Everyone on screen just raves about how she's been overseas, helping people. But if you look at the comments from fans, people are getting a little tired of it. One fan on Reddit pointed out that the show keeps singing her praises instead of actually showing her doing anything good. And they're right. We hear about St. Taylor, but we remember Boozy Taylor. We remember the Taylor who hit Darla with her car, and then covered it up. We remember the Taylor who shot Bill Spencer in the back. So when James Warwick shows up, is he coming to see the saint? Or is he coming to see the woman who has just as many skeletons in her closet as he does? It feels like the writers are setting her up for a major fall. They've spent so much time building her up lately that the crash is going to be spectacular. Don't you think it's about time she faced some real consequences? Now let's get into this secret James is supposed to tell her. This is the part that has me really leaning in. What could he possibly say that Taylor doesn't already know? Some people think it's about their daughter, Mary. Where has she been all these years? If Mary is in trouble, or if Sheila is using her as a bargaining chip, Taylor would be the first person James would run to. But there's a darker possibility. What if the secret is about what happened in 2017? What if James lied about something way bigger than a concussion? If James confesses that he's been Sheila's silent partner this whole time, it puts Taylor in an impossible position. She's a psychiatrist. She has a professional code of ethics. If she knows her mentor is compromised and she doesn't report it, she loses everything. Her career, her reputation, her identity. Sheila knows this. Sheila is probably counting on Taylor's goodness to trap her. The psychological warfare, pure and simple. How do you think Taylor will handle being backed into a corner like that? And then there's the Deacon factor. Sheila is so worried about losing Deacon to Taylor. She sees the way they look at each other. She sees the connection. And Sheila doesn't share. So what's her best move? She uses James Warwick as a weapon. If she can get James to woo Taylor away, or better yet, if she can get James to tell Taylor a secret that makes her look bad in front of Deacon, Sheila wins. It's so messy, right? You have two world-renowned psychiatrists who can't even manage their own love lives, being manipulated by a woman who has a 10-page list of crimes. The irony is just delicious. Honestly, I disagree with anyone who says Sheila is reforming. She doesn't want to be good. She just wants to be the one holding the leash. And James? James has always been the perfect person for her to walk on a leash. He's weak when it comes to his own vices, and Sheila smells that weakness from a mile away. Do you think James is actually capable of standing up to her this time? Or is he just here to do her dirty work? Let's look at the psychology of this for a second. Why would Taylor be reading James's book right now? If you ask me, it shows she's feeling incredibly insecure. She's looking for answers in the past because her present is a total disaster. She's lost Ridge again to Brooke. She's watching her children struggle. She's lonely. When you're at your lowest, you reach for what's familiar. James Warwick is familiar. He represents a time before she was broken by the hit and run and the drinking. But the problem is, James is just as broken as she is. It's like two people who can't swim trying to save each other from drowning. They're just going to pull each other under. This return feels like it's going to be less of a happy reunion and more of a downward spiral. And honestly, I'm here for the drama. B&B has been a little too quiet lately, and nothing shakes things up like a ghost from the 90s appearing with a briefcase full of trouble. Are you excited to see Ian Buchanan back on your screen? Or do you think his story should have stayed in the past? I keep thinking about that Reddit thread where fans were arguing about whether Taylor was done dirty by the writers. Some people really hate how she was turned into an alcoholic hit-and-run driver after she came back from the dead in 2005. They missed the normal Taylor from the 90s. And I get that. But the messy Taylor is way more interesting, don't you think? Bringing James Warwick back feels like a way to bridge those two versions of her. He knew the perfect Taylor, and he knew the pill-popping Taylor. He's the one person who can look at her and see the whole picture. But if he tells her this secret, he's not doing it to help her. He's doing it because he has to. Whether it's blackmail or guilt, James is coming back with an agenda. And I predict that this secret is going to involve something Taylor did, or didn't do, to help him years ago. Maybe there's a cover-up we don't even know about yet. Wouldn't that be a twist? What if Taylor has been paying James hush money for years? The conflict here is just going to escalate so fast. Picture this. Taylor is in her office feeling all professional and James Warwick just strolls in. No phone call, no warning. Just a man she hasn't seen in nearly a decade. The tension in that room would be thick enough to cut with a knife. And then he drops the bomb. He tells her something that changes her entire perspective on Sheila Carter. Maybe he tells her that Sheila has been plotting this redemption for years. Maybe he tells her that Sheila has something on Ridge. Whatever it is, it's going to put Taylor in a position where she has to choose. Does she tell the truth and destroy the people she loves? Or does she keep the secret and become exactly like the woman she hates? It's a classic soap opera trap. And let's be real, Taylor has a history of choosing the wrong thing when she's under pressure. She's not exactly the best at handling stress without a drink or a weapon in her hand. I have a prediction for where this is going. I think James and Taylor are going to start a secret alliance to take Sheila down, but it's going to blow up in their faces. Why? Because Sheila is always 3 steps ahead. She probably wants them to conspire. She probably wants them to feel like they're winning, just so she can pull the rug out from under them at the last second. And the consequences? They're going to be huge. If Steffy finds out her mom is keeping secrets with a man who has ties to Sheila, she is going to lose it. Steffy is already on the edge when it comes to her family's safety. This could be the thing that finally alienates Taylor from her own children. It's a high-stakes game, and I don't think Taylor realizes she's even playing until it's too late. What do you think? Is Taylor smart enough to outplay Sheila? Or is she just walking straight into a trap? I also want to touch on the Mary Warwick angle. If James is back, we have to ask, Where is Mary? I honestly feel so bad for Elektra. She has been used as a pawn by everyone in her life. Ivy uses her for control, Bill wants to use her for corporate leverage, and now Will is accidentally using her by holding on to this secret. Does anyone actually care about what she wants? She just wants to design jewelry and be happy. But in Los Angeles, happiness is always the first thing to go when a secret birth certificate is involved. It is just the way the world works in this show. Do you think Katie is actually the mother? I know the Ivy reveal seems more grounded, but the Katie twist would be so much more explosive. Katie has already been through so much medical trauma with her heart and her health. To find out she was robbed of a child would probably put her right back in a hospital bed. The stress alone would be enough to trigger a major crisis. And imagine the drama between Katie and Brooke if this comes out. Brooke is always the one with the secret kids or the complicated family life, but for it to happen to Katie, it would flip the script on their entire relationship. I also can't stop thinking about the Australian angle. Ivy spent all those years away from LA. What was her life like there? Did she have help hiding the pregnancy? Someone else had to know. You don't just have a baby and hide it from the entire world by yourself. There has to be another accomplice out there somewhere. Maybe we'll get a new character from Australia coming in to add more fuel to the fire. That is usually how these things go. One secret leads to another, and before you know it, there are 3 new people in town all claiming to know the real truth. I want to know what you guys think about all of this. Are you Team Ivy as the mom? Or do you think the Katie Logan twist is the way to go? Both of them are so dramatic, but they take the story in completely different directions. If Ivy is the mom, it is a story about a twisted mother-daughter relationship. If Katie is the mom, it is a story about a family reunion that was almost an incestuous disaster. Either way, the Forresters and the Spencers are never going to be the same. This whole storyline just proves that the bold and the beautiful is still the king of the secret baby trope. They know exactly how to push our buttons and keep us guessing. Every time we think we have the answer, they throw another birth certificate or a DNA test at us. It is exhausting, but I love every second of it. I am going to be glued to my screen to see how Will handles this. Do you think he's going to tell her right away? Or is he going to try to play the hero and hide it for a while? History says he'll hide it, but maybe Will is different. Maybe he really is the good Spencer. You have to imagine the fallout at Forrester Creations. Steffy is already stressed out enough with the fashion war and the drama with Hope. If she finds out that one of her top designers has been living a double life and hiding a secret heir, she is going to absolutely lose it. She prides herself on running a tight ship, but clearly, her ship has some major leaks. I would pay good money to see the confrontation between Steffy and Ivy when the truth finally drops. It would be legendary. And let's not forget about the letter. Ivy stole Elektra's letter to Will, and that was the whole reason they broke up in the first place. That one act of theft set all of this in motion. If Ivy hadn't been so desperate to keep them apart, Will might never have found that box. It is a perfect example of how a character's own actions lead to their downfall. Ivy's own manipulation is what led Will right to her biggest secret. It is almost poetic in a very soap opera kind of way. I am just so invested in Elektra's reaction. When she finds out that her mother is alive and has been lying to her face every single day. That is a level of betrayal that you just don't get over. She is going to have to reevaluate every memory she has. Every birthday, every holiday, every auntie talk. All of it was a lie. How do you ever trust anyone again after that? Will is going to have to be her rock, but he's already starting his role as her rock by lying to her. It is so messy. So what do you think? Is Will going to be the one to break the news? Or is someone else going to beat him to it? Daphne knows, Melissa Dillon might know, and now Will knows. The secret is out there, and it's only a matter of time before it hits the light of day. I am personally hoping for a massive dramatic reveal in front of the whole family. Give me all the shouting, the gasping, and the dramatic zooms. That is what we are here for, right? If you are as obsessed with this drama as I am, you have to stay tuned. We are tracking every single spoiler and every rumor to see where this goes next. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss a single update. I want to hear your theories in the comments. Who is the dad? Is Katie the mom? Tell me everything you are thinking. I love reading your takes on these crazy storylines. Thanks for hanging out with me and diving deep into the madness of Los Angeles. I am your host, And I will see you in the next one for more bold and the beautiful shockers. Until then, keep an eye on those locked boxes, because you never know what kind of secret might be hiding inside. Have a great day, soap fans. I want to hear what you guys think about this. I'm serious. Drop a comment and let's talk. Do you think Elektra made the right call by quitting her legacy for Will? Or is she just throwing her life away for a guy who clearly needs some anger management? And what about Hope? Is she a total boss for defecting? Or is she being a coward by hiding behind that screen? The debate is heating up, and I want to know whose side you're on. Are you Team Forrester or Team Logan? There are no wrong answers here, just a lot of drama to unpack. The way things are going, it feels like we're finally getting the high-stakes corporate war we've been craving. The Forresters think they've cleaned house by firing Will and letting Hope walk away, but they might have just handed their rivals the keys to their destruction. It's a classic case of underestimating your opponent. Katie is smarter than they think. Will is angrier than they think. And Hope is more ambitious than they ever imagined. It's a perfect storm. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the secrets and scandals of the fashion world, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps the channel keep bringing you these insights. And if you don't want to miss a single second of the fallout when the Logan secret finally explodes, you've got to hit subscribe and turn on those notifications. We are covering every punch, every kiss, and every corporate betrayal as it happens. You won't find a deeper analysis of the Spencers and the Forresters anywhere else. The funny thing about these soaps is that the smallest moments, a punch at a bar, a hidden sketch, a whisper in bed, always lead to the biggest changes. We are watching the foundation of these families crumble in real time. It makes me wonder what the fashion world will even look like in 6 months. Will Forrester Creations even exist? Or will it be swallowed up by the Spencer-Logan empire? Only time will tell, but I'll be right here with you to break it all down. Think about the stakes for a second. If Hope succeeds, she proves she doesn't need the Forrester name. If Will succeeds, he proves he's just as powerful as his father. If Katie succeeds, she proves she's the superior sister. Everyone has something to prove, and that is what makes this storyline so intense. It's personal, it's professional, and it's psychological. It's everything we love about the show. Keep your eyes on Elektra. She is the one nobody is watching, but she is the one who is going to end 2 storylines and start 4 more with just 1 sentence. The pillow talk detonation is coming, and I don't think LA is ready for the smoke. Pour yourself a drink, get comfortable, and get ready for the most intense fashion war we've ever seen. It's about to get very, very messy in the City of Angels. And remember, in this world, blood might be thicker than water, but revenge is often stronger than both. Will Elektra choose her DNA or her heart? Will Hope stand up or stay hidden? The clock is ticking, and the truth is just one curtain away. Thanks for hanging out with me today and letting me dive into all this.